From being notorious troublemakers who've been breaking the rules for 26 seasons, to taking obscenity to a whole other level. This is the real reason South Park can never be canceled. Starting with how they've gotten away with breaking rules for 26 seasons, even managing to squeeze out some movies. They've been protested against, praised, challenged, awarded, and even banned. But that's South Park for you. Recently, some people thought that it might finally be canceled after season 25 ended after just 6 episodes. But no! The creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, ended up signing a $900 million deal with Paramount instead. This deal guarantees us 14 more movies and 6 whole seasons of this controversial franchise. They're churning out those movies like a popcorn machine. 4 of them have already aired as part of season 24, and it seems like season 25 only got postponed to make way for the next batch. But more on that later. In short, South Park isn't going anywhere. I mean, they're still serving up their usual 22-minute episodes, keeping us laughing, cringing, and questioning our sanity. And hey, did you notice Cartman? He's gone from villainous to less villainous? Who would have thought? Some may have assumed that the show would get canceled just because of him, but the creators have been taunting the cancel culture effortlessly for the past 30 years. In fact, in a recent interview, they both made it clear that they aren't losing sleep over cancellations. Sure, they've been expecting it since South Park burst onto the scene in the 90s, but for some insane reason, the cancel brigade keeps giving them a pass. They've been waiting to get canceled forever. Parker said that the cancel culture gives them fuel. It's their turbocharger. So instead of slowing down, they thrive on chaos and controversy as their creative juice. I mean, even during the Dave Chappelle Netflix fiasco, when people demanded that the comedian's special be yanked because it offended some sensitive souls, the streaming platform stood its ground and said it's not happening. According to Stone, Netflix skyrocketed in Hollywood's coolness ranking. Sure, not everyone agrees, but most of the creative cats in Tinseltown thought that the company acted like the cool uncle and won the popularity contest. So it's safe to say the show isn't going anywhere. Not with mega deals like the one with Paramount and Viacom CBS in the mix. For all we know, the South Park kids and their crazy adventures might grace our screens until 2027. And that's not all. They're cooking up 14 separate movies exclusively for Paramount Plus. 2 of those movies are even dropping this year, with the first one, South Park, post-COVID, hitting our screens on November 25th, 2023. Cancel culture can try all it wants, but it seems like this show is untouchable. I mean, Trey Parker and Matt Stone aren't even afraid of legal battles, controversy, or making fun of the royals. They dive right into the craziness, and it's freaking hilarious. Just recently, they admitted that they've written episodes specifically to get sued. For them, lawsuits are like golden trophies at this point. And guess who's always throwing fits about their antics? The right-wing brigade just can't handle the show's countercultural brilliance. The Catholic League is their #1 enemy, constantly breathing down their necks. Speaking of the divine, let's talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the lucky few who found themselves in the South Park spotlight. And although there were rumors that legal action was coming to bring down the show, the spokesperson for the royals quickly shut those down, calling them nothing more than nonsense. But you know what's truly fascinating? The creators can't even remember all the controversies they've caused over the years. It's all a blur to them because they've become experts at pushing buttons and triggering meltdowns. Outrageous backlash, they thrive on it. But the big question is, at what point will the controversies lead them to pull the plug? Well, the series has been stirring up trouble since 1997, making fun of everything from sex scandals to religion. They've become something of a cultural lightning rod, attracting both fans and haters. But here's the thing, there are lots of people who want this show canceled. Haters claim it has spawned a whole generation of trolls who spew hate, inspired by Cartman himself. So I couldn't resist diving back into the wacky world of South Park to see if it was true. My first random pick was the episode called Red Sleigh Down, when Santa, Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and a sleigh full of Christmas cheer cruised through war-torn Iraq. This episode took on the war on terror with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer. I'm talking Santa's sleigh getting shot down, Saddam Hussein attacking Santa's jingle bells, and even Jesus Christ getting caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, in South Park, Jimmy, the disabled kid, struggles to sing a garbled version of the 12 Days of Christmas. It was outrageous, side-splitting, and so politically incorrect that it'd even make your grandma blush. But would this episode see the light of day these days with woke people all around us? I mean, we've seen people getting canceled left and right for the most absurd reasons. Lana Del Rey wore a mesh face mask and she was canceled. So it's fair to wonder if a show that dares to make fun of terrorism, disabilities, and even Jesus would survive the Twitter storm. Not to mention, other shows have been canceled for a lot less. Or they've been forced to tiptoe around sensitive issues, to please the politically correct police. Even Elmer Fudd lost his hunting rifle in Looney Tunes and got stuck with a frickin' scythe. But South Park keeps on going against all odds. It's currently in its 26th season, flipping the bird to societal norms. Love it or hate it, you can't deny its audacity. While other shows are busy tiptoeing around, this one dives headfirst into the abyss, gesturing rudely to the powers that be. So should we cancel it? Should we let this wild, irreverent, and at times downright offensive show continue to roam free? Well, the show has shown us that satire still has teeth, and that it's okay to laugh at the absurdity of it all sometimes. Sure, they may be playing an endless game of tag with cancel Nazis, but South Park effortlessly sidesteps and throws a hilarious comeback. So, what's their recipe for survival? Well, it's a mixture of equal opportunity satire, shameless self-mockery, lightning-fast production, and pushing the boundaries in ways that make us laugh uncontrollably. For one thing, the creators don't discriminate when it comes to mockery. They take pleasure in skewering everyone and everything in their path. It's a glorious parade of irreverence, where no race, culture, or religion is safe from their comedic crossfire. They expose every society's hypocrisies with a good dose of comedic genius. And let's not forget, they're not afraid to make fun of themselves either. I mean, they pulled off a brilliant marketing stunt with the whole #cancel South Park saga, leaving people scratching their heads, wondering what they're trying to do there. In reality, it was just another wickedly clever move to toy with the expectations of all the haters and have a good laugh at cancel culture's expense. The thing is, what sets South Park apart is its fast production process. While other shows are busy twiddling their thumbs for months, Parker and Stone are like comedic superheroes, cranking out episodes in just 6 days. It's like they have a time-bending machine in their studio, allowing them to include the latest news and somehow making it sound funny, no matter how tragic it is. So let's talk about the controversial stuff which South Park doesn't shy away from. I mean, they push boundaries extremely hard. Take the Pandemic Special, for example. The first episode of their 24th season, they fearlessly tackled the impact of the coronavirus, but they didn't stop there. They went full throttle and included Token, the only African-American character getting shot by the police chief for coughing in class. Now that's the kind of move that makes eyebrows shoot up and jaws drop. Is it tasteless? Is it a satirical commentary on police brutality? Well, that's a never-ending debate, because at the end of the day, it isn't afraid to kick the hornet's nest and stir up some controversy. They live for those shocking moments that make you question your sense of humor. In a world where cancel culture is wielding its sword left and right, the show reigns supreme as the funny troublemaker, even when it's wrapped in layers upon layers of obscenity. Whether it's Santa Claus getting his sleigh shot down over Baghdad or Jesus Christ meeting an unfortunate fate, they've perfected the art of pushing buttons and getting under people's skin. It's a delicate balancing act that keeps the show alive and kicking, no matter how far the cancel brigade runs after them. So, can South Park be canceled? Well, many people don't think it will, partly because it's become something of a cultural phenomenon that has mastered the art of shocking, entertaining, and making you question your sanity. When it comes to South Park, anything is possible, and in a world that takes itself way too seriously, nothing is off limits for them. And that's why it'll keep entertaining us for years to come without ever being canceled. So from taking obscenity to a whole other level, to being notorious troublemakers who've been breaking the rules for 26 seasons, this was the real reason South Park can never be canceled.